Hey Sagittarius, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. General reading, take what works, leave what doesn't. The whole thing may not resonate with you, but you know, sift through it. It's actually a great exercise in you using your intuition and me using my intuition. And we're gonna co-intuition together here and see if we can't find some wisdom for you from these cards. Okay. All right, Sagittarius. We're doing an oracle card reading over here. Over on Vimeo will be the more traditional tarot spread. Wow, okay. All right, Sagittarius, 3 cards of protection here. 3 cards of protection. One of them is actually called Protective Nest. You are protected. There's just like a circle of protection here. It's like those massage circles or those chair circles where everyone sits on each other's thighs. There's like a circle of protection going on here. Protective nest. You're protecting ideas, you're protecting some sort of reality here. It's not time yet. And in the in-between time, you are very protective. And I think that you are protected here. There's like some sort of huge protection going on here. I don't even know what it means. It's so big. It's like it's overprotection. It's so big though. No, I think it's appropriate. I'm gobsmacked. Like I've never received such a repetitive, like, you need to know this. This is not, I don't know, this isn't some minor message. This is like the universe wants to basically hit you over the head with the message of protection. It seems kind of ironic, but you're protected. You're protecting something else. You are protected. Your future is protected. There's a sense of, I'm actually just kind of speechless on this. We'll just go through the cards. I don't even know. Under my umbrella, again, you're protecting something, leaving yourself vulnerable, and yet I see you as protected too here. You're not as you might feel that you've left yourself vulnerable as you protect something, protect what's yours, protecting your territory, protecting your family, protecting something. It's just, you are also protected even as you are protecting something else. And what's funny is this bird, like, does not need protection from the rain, but you know, it's a sign, it's passion. There's so much passion here for this bird, for this beautiful, gorgeous bird, that even though this bird would be perfectly fine in the rain, we're still going to protect it because we love it. We love it. We're protecting something just gorgeous, rare, precious. There's something, just protection from the future is being protected. That while you wait for something, there's a sense of waiting for something and being protected while you wait. There's a sense of not necessarily danger happening, but any possibility that this thing is going to get wet. This reminds me of like trying to take some sort of like chalk art on a flimsy piece of parchment paper or a flimsy like newspaper paper, like, and trying to get it to the museum or something. There's just like, okay, we're gonna need like 12 garbage bags, multiple, like a truck around. I mean, this is like the nested gift, right? Like the gift card or the ring inside the 20, I don't know, I don't even want to call them at this point like boxes, gift boxes. It's like the 20 like vaults, right? This is so many layers of protection. It's ridiculous. And then we have Night Ride, which also has like, yes, everything is confusing. Yes, it is, certainly so. But we have, again, this owl protecting this owl. We have this group working together. Nobody knows where they're going. Nobody can go. It's step by step. It's each the next step, the next step, the next step. And then these lights are all meant to symbolize protection, spiritual protection as you go in. There's just so much unknown here. But there is this group, right? We have this threesome here, all protected, greatly, profoundly, deeply protected. I'm right. And then here again we have 3 cards, and then we also have we have 4 eggs. We have 3 up here and then 4 down here. I don't know if that means anything to you, but I couldn't go without noticing, we have these 3 cards of protection, and everyone's protected. Everyone in this situation is protected. It feels scary though. This Night Ride is saying, yes, you don't know where this is going. Correct. That is correct. Each step is revealed on the way. That is correct. Nobody sees the next step. Nobody sees where this is going. And this is, I think, why you're getting such a message of protection, is because the future is so blank. It's so imperceptible. It's so impermeable. You can't see into it. You can't see it. So all you're being told is, yeah, we don't see what, it's all hidden inside this egg. When the time is right, it comes out. But there's protection, protection, protection. Okay, moving on from that. Beat that dead horse. That's a weird phrase, but you get the red garden. You're seeing something in the past, but not as it truly was. Your heart's ready to move on to the future. You've got heart chakra energy here, just like, let's go. The heart's got to wait for you, though. And then your mind is looking to the past. You see something back there. You've changed, though. You've changed so much. It's like you don't belong back there anymore. You don't belong there anymore. And I think there's a little bit of longing here, but you can't go back. You can't go back to where it was, back to where it was the day ride, back to the sun ride. You can't go back there. And you're seeing it weirdly anyway, right? She's got this visor over her eyes, which recolors the past. You've grown so much. You're so different. The future calls you. But right now, there's something in the past that you are just very much focused on. And sort of the frustration here is that you're seeing it from who you are now. You're not seeing it from who you were then. So maybe decisions were made then, but you're a different person now. So those decisions look a certain way, but you're looking at them from who you are now. You're not seeing them from who you were when you made them. And maybe you've been protected the whole time, but you didn't quite, it doesn't look like it now, or maybe now you can see that you were protected the whole time. Grief. I don't know what's gone on with my words here, but they are struggling to come out. So like, there's grief here. There's circles of grief. There's someone in the center that's grieving. There's their support team that's grieving. It's like the whole community is grieving something. And there's those like circles. Have you ever read the circle of care? I forget what it's called, but it's like whoever's at the center of sort of the grief process or the illness or whatever, we care for them, and then whatever frustrations we have, we bring to the outer circle. So like, if you're one of these people, this one, you bring them all your care. These ones are there to support you. You bring your frustrations about the situation to them, not to this one, because this one can't do anything about it, right? They're the one with the illness. They're the one that's dying, they're the one that's, okay, maybe the protection was meant to like tone down my drama here, but, and right, so these ones you bring care, and then these ones bring care only to these ones, and then whatever frustrations they may have about these ones, irrational grief behavior, whatever, they bring to these ones out here on the outer circle. So that's what this is reminding me of, is like there's someone at the center of this circle of this community that's experiencing grief. And this is a reminder to support, be only not positive, not like, we're not talking about false anxiety ridden positivity where we can't be not positive for even a second, but this is like support and love to this one, frustrations, complaints, issues to those ones, you know, and then these ones the same, support and love to this one, support and love to this one, issues and complaints and frustrations about the whole situation to these ones further out from the circle. So anyway, that's, and there could be some sort of like, you are not alone in this grief. There is so much community support here. There's not, you're not alone here. And maybe you're supporting someone else in their grief process. Maybe you're one of these. That's where someone is experiencing some sort of hardship or some sort of grief, and you're in a position to support. But make sure you're bringing your complaints and frustrations, you know, about the cafeteria food or the slowness of this or the cost of that to somebody else, not anyone closer to the grief than you are. So, this could also be about looking at something in the past and needing to grieve and let go of, and really have a ceremony for something that happened back there that you're still very, I don't want to say hung up on, because that seems to diminish the heaviness here, but there is something back there and that maybe is requesting your attention and a more formalized grief process or some sort of grief. Your heart's like having trouble, and maybe your heart's having trouble like understanding that things are safe now, everything's changed and everything's different. And even though this feels fraught and difficult and you don't know where you're going, it's not going to be the same back there because you're a different person. So whatever grief is back there, it's possible that, you know, you need to engage intentionally with it, but we might be saying that right now it's not a repeat of that, right? Like you can still grieve that and it's not a repeat of that. That's another possible understanding of how these cards are coming out. Teamwork. Again, we have the community here. I didn't even realize that. Right now they're like taking down a red-tailed hawk and protecting. Again, oh my gosh, protection. It's this community protecting and getting this predator out of their community, out of the way, out of the, away from their babies, away from their nests that they're protecting, right? They're protecting their nests and they're getting this predator out of there. And it's a team effort. And that's what I kept seeing here is this team effort to deal with something. And I don't want to say it's banishing this grief, but there is some sort of team effort here in safety, in healing, in some sort of community process. There's community healing going on here, I think. And there may be someone from your community that you have lost, but everyone's coming together to support each other. And there's so much power in this team. We just need to remember that the team, right, these levels of protection, the team is there to protect the center, right? We're circling the wagons, so to speak. So we're not pointing our guns to the center of the wagons, right? Where we have the children and the animals. We're pointing our guns out to keep what's in safe. And then that ripples out. Then the next layer of protection pointed out, but keeping the center safe. And so everyone's, I think, needing to work together here. Again, we have teamwork here in this night ride. We have this team working together. Because it is scary. There is a threat here. There's something here that feels very much like a threat, and we're dealing with it with the team. and we're keeping the team close and the team coherent, because we can't do this without the team. We can't address this threat or address this situation without the team. And the team is here to protect each other, to protect their community. There, again, we're having this team is this protection. It's phenomenal. It's really, it's like heartwarming, like some sort of like heartwarming story about, I don't know, everyone protecting each other. But there is a threat. There is something here that doesn't, like, shouldn't be here, or we don't want here. There is some sort of threat. That's why I think you're getting 3 cards of protection, is to deal with that threat. Man, these cards want to talk. We're gonna just have to take these ones, sorry. Believe in the impossible. All right, maybe you've never seen this team work together before, but they're going to work together now. So believe in the impossible, especially with a threat here. I think that there's a sense of trusting in the best outcome. And that seems impossible right now, but these wagons are going to circle, man. They're going to deal with this. So believing in the impossible, blue moon. Something that seems so unlikely. And then we have step out of your comfort zone, North Node. Ooh, shifting how you deal with something and dealing with it in a different way that maybe is not how you would typically deal with something. Like maybe you have something come up and your typical response is to isolate, not talk about it, not tell anyone what's going on, not say a word. But this would be about your response needing to be to ask for the team, call in the teamwork. You have like this whole team that wants to protect you and wants to help you and wants to protect you. If you have this threat, you face this alone. Do not face this threat alone. You have this whole circle, this huge team that wants to help you, wants to protect you, wants to support you. So if you're right, and then here again, we have this step out of your comfort zone. You're looking at the past. You're seeing how you've dealt with something in the past. Your heart's like, can we try it a different way? You're not the same person. You're not who you were. We don't have to do everything the same way we did before. Let's try something else. And I feel like it could be reaching out for support from your people. You might have more people than you think that want to support you. Step out of your comfort zone, trying something new, trying to deal with a situation in a different way that you haven't dealt with before. We are going to take this one. That popped out, but I put it back. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light to fit in? Okay. To be acceptable. Maybe grief, maybe you were taught that grief was unacceptable. That you had to hide that stuff, and need was unacceptable. To need help would be shameful. How dare you need help? Being a community creature such as humans are, and needing community, how dare you? Right? Many of us were taught that there's a lot of shame in needing help, and so to be quiet. So dimming your light to fit in. And maybe that's what you've done in the past, is kept things quiet, kept things to yourself. And maybe you do need to protect something, but this is so much more like, do not downplay something. All right, and then what do our little animal cards have for us? Did you guys ever see the backs of these? Isn't that beautiful? All right, Lion, fortitude, courage, self-control. That could be a little, I want to say self-control here is about making conscious decisions, not about pulling in and looking like you've got it all together, right? Don't dim to fit in. We're being authentic here. So I want to say self-control isn't about like, it's about choosing your vulnerability, right? It's not self-control when we're just instinctively like protective and nope, nobody come in. That's not necessarily self-control, because that's just an instinct that we have. So I want to say like being intentional, Lion, so courage, fortitude, Mighty and brave king of the jungle, help me reclaim the hidden power within. Cool. All right, well, Sagittarius, you're welcome to join me over on Vimeo, or I'll talk to you later. See ya.